On today's episode of My Service Dog is Perfect and actually alerts me before it's about to rain outside. Hey guys, so seriously, this is going to be a video all about what I regret about our training journey so far. This is like what I would do differently next time, or what I just didn't like that I did or that I didn't do. And so if you already have a dog or training a dog, I hope this helps you maybe start something earlier or do something that I didn't. Same as if you're getting a prospect soon, hopefully this will help you plan out your steps so you won't have the same regrets. Or if you already have a fully trained service dog, hopefully this will just, I don't know, comfort you, because as handlers we all regret, well, owner trainers, we all regret at least one thing, and or at least think we could have done something differently. Feel free to comment down below with your biggest regret or thing you would do differently. And there's no hate allowed. If someone sends a negative comment, I'm just gonna delete it. It's no big deal. It just doesn't need to be said. I'm gonna start at the beginning of when I first started researching. So I started researching, I was researching for a few months. I don't think I would have done anything differently in that regard, because I feel as though I did all the research that I could. Like, I talked to my doctors enough about it. Like, my doctor was the one who brought it up to me in the first place. I didn't rush into it. I started giving my family members, I sent them links to articles, and I made a Google Doc, which I've mentioned before, and I had one of my handler friends read it to like proofread to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I don't regret anything in that aspect, and this is not so much a regret, it's just it definitely put a strain on Wes and I. So I was supposed to get my prospect this summer. I was supposed to get a prospect the end of this past May 2018, when I came home after completing my sophomore year. But I got to school, I went back to school last year at August 10th because I was an RA. So I was there for quite a while, even before classes started. So by the end of August already, my health was rapidly declining, and even just like the second or third weekend I was already considering leaving. And so my parents, my doctors were trying to do everything they could to just keep me going, at least for the semester. And so we kind of rushed the process a little, and I found and I picked up my prospect, Wes. And the thought was that even though he wasn't going to be task trained, obviously, because he was 9 weeks and everything, the thought was that he could start off as an ESA, as in having him would comfort me, and having a living thing would motivate me to get out of my room and actually do something and to take care of. He was considered a service dog in training at my school, but he didn't have like the public access rights yet because he wasn't potty trained, like he wasn't anything. It's just the Dean of Disability and everyone who needed to know knew that he was a service dog. He's going to be a service dog in training. Also, if you're watching this and you're about to have a puppy at school, at like away at college or boarding school or whatever, I really don't recommend it, because I was only there for 3 weeks with Wes, and he would not be where he is today training wise if I stayed, because I couldn't even get him potty trained in the 3 weeks. And it was partly due to my illnesses taking over. Like I was really incapable of leaving to bring him outside, so he was like the pee pad trained. He was trained on that, but that's not gonna suffice. So that was really difficult. He wouldn't walk at all. Like and I didn't want to you can't like pull them and drag them because it's on a collar, it's going to strain his neck. I didn't have a harness for him yet, just so he wouldn't hurt his neck. And then the nearest trainers were like a decent drive away, and I didn't have a car. So I was very, very lucky that I had one of my friends there who knew the puppy basics, and yeah, I did all the research I could with videos and everything. I don't know, in those 3 weeks, Wes was pee pad trained. He knew how to sit. He had a pretty decent recall, but that was only inside the building. And then, I don't know, I think we started on Focus, but that's really it. And so that's not really a regret, because I mean, I'm so incredibly grateful I have Wes, like him as a dog, because he's a great dog. And obviously I'm happy I got him, knowing now that I would have came home. But it scares me to think that like I could have stayed at school, because I was not capable in the mental state that I was in and the physical state I was in. I was not able to train him as well as I was able to at home. So that's not really a regret, but if I stayed there, I would do it differently. Okay, so my next regret, this is an actual regret. I don't want to make excuses. It's partly my fault, partly not my fault. But so when I first got Wes, I got him at 9 weeks. I know many people get their prospect at like 7 weeks, even earlier. But I was told by my vet at school, and just I read online and in some books I had, that puppies should not be brought outside, they should not be going places, they should stay home until they finish receiving their puppy vaccinations and their rabies. And I mean, they have a lot of puppy ones, especially the distemper, which is really important. And so I listened to that advice, because, and some people are going to disagree with me on this, but for my next prospect, whatever happens, even if I just have a pet dog, I'm gonna do early desensitization. I know some people will disagree with this, because people are disagreeing on it on Instagram and everything, but obviously I would want to do it safely. But I wish I took Wes, I wish I just would carry him through PetSmart or Petco or like past construction sites. Wes was not sound desensitized enough, I have come to realize, and my trainers have said, the one I'm working with now said he probably didn't even get enough desensitization with his family, like his mom, his dad. So I wish I would have went back. I wish I could go back and carry him through pet-friendly stores, obviously, carry him through pet-friendly parks, carry him on like a walk past some garbage trucks, anything like that. Because it would have made my life easier now, and it would have been safe. Like, I wouldn't have let him touch like another dog or like touch the floor of a pet store. It would just be so he could get used to sights and sounds when he was younger, because now at 11 months, it's gonna be like his second time experiencing fireworks tomorrow, 4th of July, or today, whenever you're watching this. And I'm worried how it's gonna go. So yeah, I wish I would have done that. I think the last main regret I have as of now is I did not teach a strong enough focus command right away. Wes doesn't like watch me during walks or anything, or when we're out, he doesn't watch me. He'll glance up to check on me every half a minute to a minute. I just wish that was a little stronger, but that's something I'm still working on. That's not like a make or break thing. But yeah, so I think that's all the regrets I have right now. I'm sure some will come up. Again, I think the main one really that I feel really strongly about is the sound thing, the early desensitization, and even just when he did get his vaccines, I still could have did more with sound work. I can't stress that enough to you guys with new puppies, prospects. Just desensitize them to sound, use YouTube videos, take them on walks or on busy streets, just stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please leave requests down below because I have some good ideas for when I go to Disney and then when I get back to school, but in the months leading up to those two things, I'm kind of just making up stuff as I go. So any requests, please leave them down below. Thank you for watching as always, and thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I think it's crazy that 1,000 of you, like, I don't know, subscribe to me. I don't know. But yeah. Are we not getting up? Okay.